carries on with our last act for the evening. Have you enjoyed Jolters? So basically our next show is on at the 21st of Feb, and please come along, and we're going to end more or less after Nick finishes, so if you do when you're leaving, if you roll something up, put it in the fares by the door, that would be lovely because it means we can do more shows in the future. Now, he's a kingpin, the main man on the Gloucester comedy scene. He's our headline of the evening, Mr. Nik Hill. So round of applause, please.
Good evening. Fucking Prince Harry sat in the front row there. You don't fuck all like Megan, but there is. I mean, you at the back probably won't know this, but there was a strong smell of citrus up here. Must be the citronella, I guess. It's a play on words. You might find that a little bit difficult. Is this your plaything? Was it? Change places, man. You're with Dave the Chippy. I can tell that by the wood in his fucking trousers. So if this is your plaything who's moved, you are punching way above your range. Is this your daughter? You've never met him in your life? I think you'll find you have, because you're from the forest, you're all fucking so you asked me earlier on, how would you solve the current corona crisis? I said, just don't take your top off. I love that joke. Like Rob, I also met a girl who we got on so many levels. She was a lift attendant. I wrote that as I was stood there, to be honest. I've come all in black tonight because I had to leg it here from taking part in the latest milk tray advert. I'll come to you in a minute. Fucking sat there in your best Bear Grylls impression. Very unusual to see you without a sheep attached to your front, isn't it, really? But no, I've come straight from taking part in the milk tray advert. I've clearly played the part of the man who ate all the fucking chocolates. But this wearing black, this was my wife's idea. She said, why don't you wear black because it's slimming? Clearly just another fucking lie. She's told me, because we've been married 20 years and we've just got to that stage in our relationship where, you know, we just tell each other little white lies. I ask her, do you still love me? And she says yes. And then if we're out in town, she'll say, do I look older than that woman over there? And I'll say yes. Because to be honest, I fucking hate her. We've got to that stage, I call it the irritating stage. It's only little things, like a breathing. And she's one of these people, if we're out driving and we come up to a junction and I'm going to turn right and I'll say, is it safe to go? And she'll go, yeah. And then as I'm halfway across, if you're quick, she hasn't worked out. She's the one that's going to be hit, not me. But she, I know she hates me, you know, because like she'll say things like, and I have got to do her accent for some of this. She'll say, oh God, I hate it when the weather changes, because clearly I'm married to a Bangladeshi. She's like, I hate it when the weather changes. And I said, why's that? Well, the bottom of the bed's always cold, isn't it? I like to go, How would I fucking know? But we've gone through the same routine for the past 20 years. She goes up to bed. I stay downstairs. I come up and she's, have you turned the TV off? Yes. At the wall? Yes. Because she's one of these people, and I suspect there's people in this room, is it you? Who thinks if you don't turn the TV off at the wall at night, it's going to burst into flames. Despite the fact she doesn't know anybody it's ever happened to. Yeah, I've turned the TV off at the wall, yeah. Have you locked the back door? Yes. Have you locked the front door? Yes. At the bottom? Yes. At the top? No. Why not? You fucking know why not. We're meant to be doing dry January. We're still drinking, to be honest. It's just she's put a ban on our sex life. It was sort of drink related. What it was, Christmas Day, I had one red wine too many, fell asleep at the dinner table at 4 o'clock. She said I was a disgrace, an embarrassment, humiliation. The other people in the hotel found it fucking hilarious. But she surprised me just before Christmas. She said, you had remembered you're picking me up for my work to do tomorrow, hadn't you? And that came as a bit of a surprise, because she's self-employed and works from home. But I said, no, that's absolutely fine. So I met her at the agreed time. She got in the car. And all I said was, have you had a nice time? And what I got back was, are you saying I'm drunk? Oh, God. No, I'm not saying you're drunk, but clearly you've had a drink, haven't you? And then we had silence for about 3 minutes, and then it started. I don't think you love me, do you? Oh, yes I do. No, you've never loved me all the time we've been married. You've never loved me. Who's that out there? Mrs. Gopi, shut the fuck up, will you? So otherwise I drive to work! Sorry about that, my Tourette's. So you don't love me? I said, I do love you. He said, right, if you love me, you're going to prove it right now. How? So you're going to get on top of me and make love to me. I said, well, that's not going to happen, is it? He said, give me one good reason. I said, I'll give you 3. He said, go on then, smart ass. I said, right, number 1, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Number 2, we're still outside fucking Wetherspoons. And number 3, your girlfriend Chris is in the back of the car. And that's the thing, she's got a girlfriend. I've got no issue with that. They go away together, they go on holidays, weekends. That's absolutely fine by me. I wanted one night away with my girlfriend. Oh. We've we have been married 20 years, and she did say to me the other day, I think the romance has gone out of our relationship. I said, well, what do you mean? She said, well, you know, maybe when we're making love, it would be nice just to break the silence and the monotony, if you played some music. But that's a fair point. So I recorded a couple of tracks. First one came on. Just getting down to Angels by Robbie Williams. Here and all there, that'll do. To be honest, I think my choice of song number 2 is probably wrong under the circumstances. The theme for Match of the Day. And then she said there's no surprises in our relationship either. So the other night, she was in the bathroom getting ready. I went to the bedroom, turned all the lights off, hid under the bed. And when she came out, I grabbed her ankles. She shit herself. And apparently that wasn't the surprise she had in mind. But we tried the other thing. We tried the bath together. Like I said, we're both putting on a bit of weight. It was like two Teletubbies wedged in the sea. Water hot enough to boil a lobster. We both got cramp at the same time. I leapt out, she leapt out, and it was just like a mini tsunami, to be honest. Battered the bedroom door. It didn't batter the bedroom door down, it battered the bathroom door down. That's much more appropriate than that joke, isn't it, really? Not that it matters, because none of it's fucking happened. And the poor cat that was on the landing, he got washed out. So we got a dog now, which is great. And there's a dog in tonight. Or have they gone? Have the dog people gone? Oh, you're here. Is it Lottie? Is that? Oh, look. Oh, yes. Yeah. See, we got a proper dog. Is it bigger than me? Don't you fucking start. He's now looking away, saying, "Oh, for Christ's sake. Please quit whilst you're ahead." What sort of dog have you got?
It's not actually mine.
Oh, you have to go around nicking dogs, yeah? You paid it outside?
No, I'm dog sitting.
You're dog sitting. Oh, that's nice. So what you thought you'd do for a treat is bring it out here for 2 hours.
2? They phoned me.
I'm sorry, we fucking kept you out all right. What sort of dog is it?
It's a cockapoo.
It's a cockapoo. Right, we used to have a cavapoo. We used to have dogs like that back in the 60s when I grew up. They were called mongrels, weren't they? But we have got a dog. I've got an Irish Terrier, and he's great. And one of the things I was absolutely dreading about getting a dog was picking his shit up. But
Oh, it's great.
it's fine. I've got used to it. I don't mind, because back in the day, back in the 60s, we didn't have to worry about stuff like that. You just let it go hard, go dry, and you kick it, it would turn to dust. Mind, there were occasions. Sorry to interrupt your conversation there, but do you want to finish the story? I'd carry on. Thank you so much for that. Of course, there was always some Sundays when you'd be round your nan's and somebody would walk in and there's that horrible smell. Oh, somebody stood in it, and I can often remember our nan stood at the sink scraping shit off, and sometimes she'd even take the dishes out. But this whole picking up dog shit, I can't remember when it first started, and I would have loved to have been there that very first time a dog saw its owner pick it up, right? And I reckon it would have been something like, ooh, look at that. What are you doing? You what? You're picking up my shit. Why? Legislation means nothing to me, I'm a fucking dog. What, are you just going to pick it up with your hands? That bag looks really thin. Told you it was thin. What are you going to do with it now? You're going to what? You're going to walk holding it? Like a trophy? Fucking, is this just a one-off? Every time? So every time I shit, you go, oh, I can't wait for this. Just wait till I get home and tell the cat. Can you imagine that conversation? Come here. You won't fucking believe what's this. Right. I was out, and I had a shit, and he picked it up. Yeah, I know. Well, I don't know if he'll do it for you. Well, the thing is, you've got that little box, haven't you? you're just a lot cleaner than me, aren't you? Just, I'll tell you what, stop using the box. Give it a go, see how you get on. 2 weeks later, dog talking to his dog mate, fucking brilliant, haven't seen the cat for 2 weeks. Apparently he's got rid of him because he keeps shitting all over the house. I am aware that's not a very politically correct joke, and we live in a very politically correct society. I'm not politically correct anymore because I was born in '58, so I grew up in the era of Love Thy Neighbour and Till Death Us Do Part. But we live in a very politically correct society, and I was really horrified to find that Bideford, down in Devon, is going to have to change its name. It's currently known as Little White Town, but people have objected to that because of the undertones of that. And the people that live in Whitehaven, they're shitting themselves. But I didn't realise just how politically correct we've become until I went to James' Pantry last Saturday. And I went in and I said, oh, I'll have a Cornish pasty, please. She said, I'm sorry, I can't serve you that. That's what you captains, there's one just there. No, we're not allowed to call them Cornish pasties because they're not made in Cornwall. We have to call them traditional pasties. The bloke behind me, he left. I said, where are you going? He said, well, I've got no chance because I want 6 Chelsea buns. And then she said, do you want a pasty or not? I said, no. As a matter of principle, I'm not going to have a pasty. I'll have a cheese and onion sandwich. She said, white or brown? I said, white. She said, racist. I didn't believe in discrimination as such, and it's actually filled into the comedy world. And the reason I know this is because I applied to do a gig in Bristol about a month or so back, and it was advertised as people of LGBT or POC particularly welcome. Now I knew what LGBT was, but I didn't know what POC was, so I phoned them up and said, look, I'm interested in this gig, but I don't know what POC is. And she said, well, it's a person of colour. I said, well, that's fine, I can apply. So what colour are you? I said, ginger. And she said, we don't want you. But I have suffered over the years as a ginger person, and especially when I was little, it was the name calling that probably got me down more than anything. Copper knob, Duracell, carrot chop, you little ginger wanker. And I can remember saying, Dad, but it wasn't just my father. I can remember coming home one January after we'd just gone back to school and I was about 6. And I came home and I said to Mum, can I have a word? She said, well, what is it? I said, well, all the other kids in my class at Christmas got presents. And she said, and? I said, well, I didn't get any presents, did I? She said, no. I said, why is that? And she looked me straight in the eyes and said, Santa don't stop for ginger kids. Harsh, isn't it? I've had the last laugh because she died last October. Well, she did. She died. She was 90, and I don't mind going through. She had dementia, and I'm not for any minute making light of dementia as a disease, because it's a horrible disease. And she'd never seen me do stand-up, and she said, when you do stand-up, will you promise to tell a story about me at every gig? Just, yeah, of course I will. So I know. So she'd had a couple of falls, and when people have falls at that age, if they're picked up by the police, and I didn't know this, but they get taken in, and then the police assign a safeguarding officer to them. So she had a fall. Luckily she was picked up by the police. They took her into Gloucester Hospital. Policeman phoned me. He said, I need to come and see your mum. Can I come with you? I said, yeah, that's absolutely fine. And I met him. It was about 6 o'clock, Gloucester Hospital. And we're going up, and I said, have you had much involvement with people with dementia before? And he said, no, not really. I said, right, the one thing you need to know is don't believe anything she might tell you, all right?